In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how to remember things for an exam. I'm going to cover the Feynman technique again, a little bit about how you can use your imagination, and thinking through the meaning of words and how you need to break through just words into achieving your goal, which is to picture what is going on and the importance of using central images and pictures inside of your mind map. So I've told you about the Feynman technique in another in-depth video, but I want you to remember that teaching someone your subject is the most rapid way to remember something. When you teach someone, you understand it better and you remember it better at the same time. So when you explain it to someone else, it really works well. I mean, I sometimes even switch my camera on and talk to myself and record myself like I'm teaching someone on YouTube or in a class. And what we're looking for is finding practical examples that explain the underlying concepts that you're learning. And they lead to images and they stimulate your imagination when you're trying to explain it to someone. And your imagination is one of the secret weapons of dyslexia. Your imagination can really help you compensate for other weaknesses like a bad memory. It's a different kind of work. When you explain something to people and say things like, "It's like this," what happens is you're making connections and they become like threads that hold your understanding together. They're like branches on a mind map that connect different words and thoughts. One of the ways to remember things for an exam is to think through the words that are written on your mind map from your lessons, keywords, and understand what's actually behind the word. Picture the concept. It's kind of like a landscape. And in that landscape, you don't want to know just every single detail in the landscape. You want to know key things in the landscape, key milestones, key monuments, landmarks, so that these things help you orientate yourself in the landscape. It's the same with your subject. And these key points become stepping stones so that you can orientate yourself in the subject. And that's one of the key things with dyslexia is keeping the organization and orientating yourself in that subject. The breakthrough happens for you with mind mapping and exams when you go past the word to the meaning behind it and find images. Now, students who remember the words and lots of words, they tend to remember the face value of it. What I want you to do is to get to the idea that the words are holding. If you can figure out what the words are about, it's a huge breakthrough. That's the point you start achieving real memory for an exam. If you can picture with images in your mind map, they're like gold. Maybe you can visualize where something is on a map, or you can use those pictures to have a relationship from one to another, and you can create a landscape on your mind map. Now, using your imagination is a choice, and I'm really encouraging you to break through and have the courage to use your imagination and visualize. Here are some practical steps to apply. When it comes to central images, don't just do a circle over and over again. Those images trigger your thoughts. Use pictures, strong pictures for your main branches. If you find when you're doing the Feynman technique and you're explaining it to your imaginary class and you start saying, "It's like this," and you start using examples, gather them all together into your mind map and that becomes a strong map for your exam.